So, Daf Peivov Amud Beis. So the concept B'chol Nafshecha is the concept of Tero. B'chol Levavcha is the concept of Tefillah, going from below to above. Then we come to the next level. U'B'chol Meidecha is the concept of Tshuva, because as it says, G'dei L'Tshuva Mekeres Segula, and Me'ed is the concept of more, which is the concept of even greater than the level of B'chol Levavcha Chol Nafshecha. Because Chol Levavcha Chol Nafshecha refers through the level of understanding of the light that comes to the world, which is only shining. But when a person, he has this burning desire to the Eibishter because of the opposite, because it was pushed away and he was doing the opposite, the whole person completely awakens to go to the other direction, and is fighting and is pushing the other direction, that he wants to be completely connected to the Eibishter. And that's a tremendous love to the Eibishter. As when a person was in the level Be'eretz Sia Ve'oyef, in a place of opposite of godliness and tiredness, then he comes V'yizikul Avayid Eskim to Hashem, and then becomes a tremendous revelation of this Ava to Hashem, in Klois and Nefesh Mamash, and completely finishing of the soul to Hashem. And this is what it says, Pari Ekriv. Pari brought the Yidden closer to the Eibishter, as Chazal explained, and therefore this level is called Ava, it's called Me'ed, as it says in the Pasuk, Tev Me'ed. It says it's very good. It says Tev refers to Malach Chaim, and Me'ed very refers to Malach HaMavas. And that's what we're saying. B'chol Meidecha comes from the level of Malach HaMavos. In other words, through the opposite, a person being opposite of Kedusha and involved in negative things, and then he realizes that he's connected to negative things, and he pushes and he pulls him even stronger to connect to Hashem. In other words, the opposite and the negative shoots him and pushes him to be closer to Hashem. And this is the concept what we started off of Smeilu Tachas Lereshi. And now that's through the left, which is pushing away, a person feels that he needs to be connected to Hashem, and that's pushing him even greater. And through that, will elevate his head. Smeilu Tachas Lereshi. The left, which is pushing, he actually elevates the head. And this is like the greatness of gold over silver. Silver is like a calm and relaxing, and gold is like a fire, like a burning desire. The same thing, a person has love to Hashem, which is calm love to Hashem. But when a person was pushed to the other direction, he says, no, I want life. And the more he was pushed to the opposite of life, the more he has burning desire for life. And afterwards comes the Yemin Techabkeni. Yemin is the concept of Torah mitzvahs coming, and they're holding a person, and they bring a person closer, and they hold that the person should be connected. Just like a person hugging somebody, not letting the other person go. The same thing, after a person goes from davening, and he goes to do his own work, so that he should be Su Merav Asatev, that comes to different mitzvahs, for example, like tzitzis, Kabbalas Shamayim, and tefillin, and all of those things, all the mitzvahs are, so to say, hugging a person to make sure that he will stay in course and stay connected to Hashem. And especially the concept of tzedakah, it says that tzedakah keneged kulam, because tzedakah teremim gei. Tzedakah will elevate a person, especially when a person is in the level like a goy. In other words, he goes out and he does things like all the rest of the nations do. The rest of the nations going in the work, and they toil in the work, and the time of work is working, is doing his parnasa. Obviously, he does it in the right way, making sure to do it in the honesty and in the proper way. But nevertheless, you cannot tell externally the difference between him and a non-Jew, between him and a non-Jew. But the difference is, in that time, tzedakah will elevate him even in that time. That he should hug him, that he should not be fallen off, and he should not fall back, but he should be panim bepanim, face to face of the Eibishter. As it says, Yoir Hashem panim v'lecha, that his inner part is to Hashem. And as it brings in different maimur, and they surface on Pasha Seichi, Yadcha be'erif Yivecha, that the hands is in the neck of your enemies. In other words, externally it seems to be isn't working, is like the same thing as anybody else. But the truth is his hand is taking and grabbing the enemy, and so to say is grabbing the opposite of Kedusha, and is grabbing the physical world, but the purpose is not for the physical world to be connected, but his face is Yer Hashem Panav Elecha, his face to face Hashem. And the physical thing that he does in the world is only in order to grab it and to elevate it. And by a person doing tzedakah, a person gives tzedakah, it's so to say elevates him and protects him to make sure that even when he is not involved in Torah mitzvahs and is not in davening, it's also going to protect him and being connected to Hashem in a way of panim v'panim.